Perception of what other people think about you is a really strange thing. It's so easy to tell people or tell yourself that it doesn't matter what other people think about you. As long as you're kind of cool, everything is fine. But it's weird. The one thing we tell us all the time being that no matter how many times we tell ourselves that, it still can eat at you. And it still can... It's still always on your mind. So here we are, 1 year later. You heard what I said at the start of that. A lot of you have watched that video. A lot of you have watched that moment in my life that I'll never truly forget. I don't know if you can understand or you can tell, but by the look in my eyes in that video of how scared I really was and the fear that I had. It's so crazy. 365 days later, here I am. It's weird. It's different. I've been thinking about how I want to, do something for 365 days of being openly out. And I was like, I want to do this. I want to do this cool thing, and I want to put this all together and make it fancy and cool. And then I watched my coming out video again, and that was nothing. There's no editing. There was no fancy, cool music. There was no fancy title screens and all of the things that you do in content. It was just me, a microphone, and a camera. So it's weird. It's only fitting that I think I tell you 365 days post that video of what my life has really been like with just me, a microphone, and a camera. So let's go on a little bit of a journey here. I want to show you one thing, or two things, in this video that aren't just me sitting here and just talking. I want you to really take note of this next clip that I show you, of the fear in my eyes that I really did have. So watch this little bit, and then let's chat some more. I'm finally realizing that I'm okay. And I'm finally realizing that saying this sentence is okay. I'm gay. And that's okay. Did you notice the emotion in my eyes? The fear of saying that sentence out loud? The relief associated with that? I never thought I would truly say that sentence and post something or say it to another human being. I had not said that sentence to anybody else at that point in my life. It's so absolutely insane that 365 days later, I can't wait to tell someone. And I love being it. And I love being gay. And I love myself and so many things. But every emotion that you thought I would feel in that time, I did. Every emotion that you probably didn't even think I would feel, I did in the seconds, the weeks, the months, the minutes, the whatever after that. I didn't know I was going to post that video when I did. I posted it at 9:52 p.m. on June 18th. I won't forget that time when I was sitting there before posting that video, for at least 15 minutes or so just staring at my computer screen going, should I click post? Should I do this? I didn't know I was going to post that video that night when I recorded it. It just happened. That's the only way I can say it. It just happened. It was just time to do it. I made sure I told people, obviously, first in person that I needed to tell before I clicked post on that video, but it was time. And I don't know if anyone's truly going to be able to be ready to do something like that. I know I wasn't ready. I was as ready as I could be, but just speaking on my own account here, I don't know how it is for other people, but I was not fully ready for that. I wasn't ready for the emotion associated with that, the overwhelming support, and a little bit of hate. I wasn't ready for any of it, but it happened. And it was like life just kind of grabs you and says, you're not ready. I don't care. You're sinking or swimming in this situation. And it has not been completely easy, but I know that I've had a much easier time than a lot of people, you know. I haven't really lost too many relationships over this. I haven't really, gone through any of that kind of negativity, as some people do. I'm just an overwhelming amount of acceptance and love and everything, and just being myself. I don't know how I can't think of a time before this now, because I'm like, how was I not out? How was I not being myself? How was I preaching that I was myself, but not even being myself completely? It was so odd. I know I came out fairly late in life. If you look at it, I was 24 at the time when I posted that. That is considered fairly late, I think. I'm not really sure. I don't really talk about that much just because it just hasn't come up. But I think it is fairly late to be coming out and being yourself in a sense. But there's just this, like, amount of relief, obviously, that comes with posting that. But then there's this all of a sudden amount of pressure that I didn't know I was going to experience even a few days after of being out in public, and people want to obviously talk to you, and there's this like elephant in the room that you feel like you need to talk about, but it's like this pressure of being like, okay, like now I'm just ready to talk about it with everybody. And I didn't even know if I was ready to talk about it with people, but it was just like this push-pull mentality. I really don't know how to describe it, but there was just so many emotions going on in my brain, and I just don't. I'm obviously, it's the biggest thing I'll ever do in my life. I don't really like to associate other words with it. I know some people have said brave and stuff like that, but I don't want to sound like I'm just being cocky. I don't think it was that brave or anything like that in a sense. I mean, obviously there was bravery there to it, but it shouldn't be a thing of bravery and everything associated like that with someone just wanting to be themselves. But in the last year, in the last 365 days, I am the best version of myself I've ever been. I'm not so petty with it's so weird how things fall into place. I'm not so petty with just little petty things. I'm not worried about as much anymore. I'm just focused on Josh and not sweating the small stuff. It's made me mature like that. Like, I've just become so much more mature with just how I am. It's so odd how everything just kind of fell into place a couple of months kind of after that, just because so much was happening and you just feel so zen. I don't really know how else to say it. So many other areas of my life just kind of fell into place. I don't know if it was a direct result of that, but it certainly made my mind a lot more free. And, I'm just happier. I'm just a happier person. And it's come with its, of course, negativity. Being someone who's in the last 365 days, I would like to think, and I think I have grown my content a lot more. I'm certainly more visible in the last year than I was, in this last year than I ever have been. And you're gonna get people that just are trolls, and I've had multiple times of comments and slurs and stuff like that. That is the unfortunate part, that is my reality, and that is what I have to face for the rest of my life. But, you know, I'm not saying that I'm a big content creator, because I'm definitely not. I'm very, very small. But I hope that somebody is watching me, or somebody is paying attention to my content and is like, he's just a dude that plays games on Twitch and makes videos for professional wrestling, or about professional wrestling, or whatever I do. And he's just himself. I can do that. I am someone that has never truly been comfortable in their own skin up until that point. I'm so comfortable in my own skin right now. And again, I'm not trying to be cocky, but I am so happy being me and being openly myself, and still being that person that jokes around and makes fun of himself, because I love that. I find it endearing. I don't know why. I just find it a quality of mine that I genuinely love. Like, I am so comfortable with myself that I'm okay to pick up my flaws and everything like that. And just meeting so many more people, and it's so crazy to me that people know me after coming out that didn't know me before coming out. And it's like, this is the version of me that you're meeting for the first time. And it's like, this is me. I am me. And I can't really describe it in any other way. It's so crazy. And just the amount of support that people truly have for this community is just so wonderful. You know, you probably, I've of course have the link for my coming out video in the description. So if you want to watch that, go and do it. But I couldn't even look at the camera in that video. I was like this a lot and like this a lot. And I was honestly trying not to cry over the video, because I wanted, you know, to get my point across. But I never really looked at the camera, and now I'm just kind of like, I'm so much more zen. Also, if you have noticed, I've upgraded all my stuff. It's also bare. I was watching that video before recording this, and I'm like, oh my god, there's so much bareness going on there, and it's just, I got my stuff sorted, and lighting and everything like that. I now wear glasses, still wear hoodies, just a different kind of hoodie. My hair's still a mess. My beard's still the same. I think I have the same amount of facial hair on my face in that video as I do now. But I'm just so happy. I genuinely am. There's no really other ways, ways to describe it. For anyone that wants to know, 99% of the people around me are still in my life before that video and after. There's always going to be that 1% that don't like you, for the simple fact that you like other men, or whatever it may be. In my case, liking other men, and whatever, everyone was super supportive of it. I've got, like I said, a lot of love from people. I said I was never worried about the people online, because I wasn't. Those people were truly seeing me and accepting me already for who I was, so I wasn't really worried too much. That's the place where I get the most acceptance and the most chatter, and all of that is through Twitter and everything like that. So that's cool. What else has happened in a year? Many things. Like I said, my content has grown. I do cool stuff on Twitch all the time. I make cool videos for a place called Love Wrestling that does pretty damn well. I'm very happy to be Josh Robinson. I'm just very happy. I've met a great group of people through streaming. You would know them, CFG. I've never felt more included and more accepted into a group of people than them. So I truly thank them for that, but I'm not going to get too sappy with them, because we have banter and I can't allow that to happen. For all the people through my content and through the online world, you know exactly who you are. Yes, Queen, Mags, people like you, many others. I cannot thank you enough for, just put it this way, I won't forget June 18th, 2020, when I clicked post, and who was there and who wasn't, and I'll never forget how people reacted and who went out of their way to make sure I was alright, whether it be in my real life, or whether it be my, in a physical sense, from people around me in the town that I live in, or from people online. I don't forget that kind of stuff, and it's crazy that we're here now, a year later, and I am living the life I never thought I would live. I never thought I would be out. I never thought I would be saying I'm gay on a constant basis. I never thought I'd be splattering that all over, social media. And there's always a reason why someone does that. It's just I want to make it normal. I know I can't change the world, but there's always still this cloud over it of being like, oh, be careful, and oh, I just make it normal. I make jokes about it. I talk about it on a regular basis because you got to remember all those people that are saying like, why do you talk about it so much? It's like, well, you didn't have to go through what I did. You didn't have to live a life for 24 years of your life. So you don't understand what that's like. But I always talk about it and always make jokes, and I always am very proud of the fact that I am, because it is normal. And 1 year later, I'm still learning and I'm still kind of discovering life, but it is so normal, and I am so normal in that sense. I'm just so much happier, and it's allowed me to focus on other areas of my life that needed a little bit of attention, and allowed me to just to blossom. And I'm so happy. I just am so happy. I don't really have too much more to say. I'm just happy 1 year of being out to me. Thank you to everybody. I love you all so much. And I want to leave you with a little clip that I posted on Twitter around about an hour or two after I posted that video. And just notice the change. Just notice the change.
Well, obviously, I've been trying to reply to as many messages as I can, but I'll just say this very quickly. Thank you. The support means the most. I have a lot of emotions going on. Not really ones that I expected, but I feel this sense of calmness. I don't know. But thank you, everybody, and I'll try to respond to everybody.